Your life, now it's time to go home. And he makes it fast with one more thing. We are the Sultans. We are the Sultans of Swing.
Okay, a little bumper music to get us in. I think we might have one or two people hanging around by now. I know we're just a little bit on the plus side. 2 o'clock. Happy 4th of July, America, and to your citizens. 4th of July, 2024. This child always went somewhere on the 4th of July. I never understood why you didn't see as many old people at the places I went as I thought you should, but I understand why now. It takes a whole lot to get to do anything anymore. But you're not here to hear me talk. Well, I had the pre-show going, had 14 people, and can't get one now, so I reckon uh, it is interesting. Yeah, interesting, guys. Dynamics of streaming, how your crowd can be one number one day, and it's another number the next. I'll have 1,000 people watch me if I stay up all night. I'll have 1,000 people. During the daytime, I don't know what it is. It's lucky to, oh, I've got a viewer. I was just saying, for future reference, that in as much as the daytime viewership is concerned, it's only 1,000 what I get between midnight and 6 a.m. 1,000 people will come in and stay 15 minutes each on average. Some may listen to the entire pre-recorded broadcast. This is live, and it will be replayed later on in case right now you're having just too much fun to stop to enjoy it. This will be aired again so that people have a chance to see it if they choose to see it. And that's all about. That's what freedom's about. Right to choose. Freedom of choice. That's what today is all about. We have the freedom to choose. We have all these various freedoms. And now an American president is actually above the law. This is a very historical week we've had. Very historic week. July 1st, the President of the United States was given immunity from killing his adversaries. As long as it's not taken into held and impeached, found guilty in impeachment, then he can be tried in a court, a civil court, a public court of the people, by a jury of the people. Only then. They're giving the president the right to take SEAL Team 6 and have them assassinate their Sotomayor. She wrote a great opinion. Sotomayor wrote a great opinion for SCOTUS. And you need to check that out. I don't know whether you're the thinking type or the listening type, but there are two different versions of that. You can either take and read it yourself, or you can listen to it read for you. Oh, wow. Yeah, I am behind time. I was just ripping this morning trying to get everything going, and missed this little report essential. Yes, you've heard that. That's going to pop in the amplifier, noting I'm plugged in my blooper pedal. Yes, I have blooper pedal. I'm what you call a looper. I'm a looper. I go in circles like NASCAR. I mean, I like Formula One myself. Although NASCAR has its times, has its moments. If the car gets airborne and gets up off the ground about 2 or 3 feet and smacks into the wall and the engine goes up in the stands, in my terms, that's a good day in NASCAR. They put restrictor plates. I think y'all will just let them get out there and run. If that car will do 280 miles an hour on the back stretch, then it'll take God being with him and his brakes to slow down by the turn. And Lord mercy, what is that thing going to have in the way of torque? Wanting to pull it right into the wall coming out of that turn. Well, I guess we'd find out if they take those restrictor plates off. I think they ought to be. I mean, if you're going to pay the money that you go to pay at a racetrack to see NASCAR on 4th of July or something like that, you used to have what you call the Firecracker 400. You know, they'd have it on July 4th. I don't even know. I hadn't kept up to NASCAR since Cale Yarborough quit driving. Yeah, I am an antique. Oh, heck, I'm an antique. Yeah, voice over. For a good little tip behind a let me show you the link. Let's see, what about, have I got it already on here? Rick's out, man. Well, happy 4th of July. We started off with a little bit of dark screen Martin Knopfler, a backing track. features Mark on the vocal and the rest of the band's there, but it is a backing track, therefore minus the electric guitar. So, that's a win for me. I get to play, well, I get to attempt, let me rephrase that. I get to attempt to play these solos. I'm not that good yet. 14 months and, today makes 9 days. It'll be 14 months and 2 weeks next Tuesday. For those who just feel like they need to know. Yeah, you can do it too. Rick Beato, Beato. Check him out. Got millions of subscribers. But he's pretty much summed it up for the millennials and Gen X. Y'all just lazy, what y'all are. And, when I look at a musical instrument like this, I've spent 14 months. I've spent, anywhere from 3 to 5 hours a day on this. And it's documented. My guitar blog is Teddy Ray Thomas. Go check it out. You can see me from 1 month in all the way through to this very day on that channel. And I've been recording live, by practicing live since February of this year. So it's pretty cool. Oh man, Pink Floyd, I ain't even thought about going there yet. Money! Yeah, I want to play money. I want to figure out how they made the cash register sound. I have figured out, yes, the Not Fragile album, they, you know how that starts out, and it just, and then it goes. What that is they record that harmonic on the reel-to-reel, and then they play it backwards. In other words, someone hand-rolled that reel-to-reel backwards, recording it in as part of the track, but it was rolled backwards. That's in reverse. So they rolled that part of the track backwards, and then it goes in. And then they start out like that. But it gets into a kind of little classical taste there for a second, and then it's just, it becomes roundabout for sure. From a Not Fragile album, that's the first thing you hear in the Not Fragile on that roundabout is a reel-to-reel tape recording of the harmonic that they kick it off with being looped back. I always thought that was pretty cool. The brains of that outfit, he's a brainiac. All the talented man, not a savant, but for practical purposes he could have been. Changed a lot of the music we was listening to. Not as much as Hendrix. Yeah. E. So, you know, once you hit that string open, you're free to go down. I mean, you're free. It's all about economy of movement. I can tell you a lot of things that will make it easier for you. What's known as a quick study. So it's kind of on YouTube. I mean, best of teachers on YouTube cannot teach you how to be a good learner or a good student. What the biggest things I see no one teaching someone how to learn. I see them teaching, but I don't see them teaching them how to learn. You got to have the skills to learn. And they're not teaching those skills, they're teaching the notes. And I'm sure there are a lot of good videos about how to hold your pick out there. But see if you can find one that shows you how to do that. All the guitar videos out there, here's my pick, just sticking to my finger. They're going to show you how to hold the pick. They're not going to teach you how to keep it on in your hand. They're not going to do that. What you do, rub your finger down the side of your nose. It's the greasiest part of you if you haven't taken a bath in the last 30 minutes. And you just stick it to your finger. That forms a bond between the pick and the lines in your finger. I don't see why more people don't do it. I mean, I've come across it by accident. I didn't like this one night. You know, I sweat. I wiped the sweat off, and I went back, rubbed my nose again. I grabbed my pick, and something started to drop, and then I caught it, and I found my pick was still stuck to my finger like this. After I grabbed what it was, I was dropping. I think it was one of my finger picks. Anyway, who cares? All right, what's next? Oh, I have no idea what those. That, you know, when it comes to emojis, yeah, I'm old. Now, if that emoji's got a thumbs up, or its middle finger, pointed, those kind of easy to figure out. Little smiley faces that turn their head this way now. It's a little bit more difficult. But moving on. Do you hear it? It sounds kind of thin. That's a bridge pickup. Okay, there's bridge middle. This should be bridge middle neck. All about the fingers, man. Right hand fingers. Some of the sounds that you associate with him or his fingernails striking the string. sound striking the strings, these fingers are being lifted shortly thereafter, which means hear the reverb, and they put their nose string. I'll just hit the whole thing. See what I'm saying? When you tap these strings, it lets the sound that's ringing right there, or the sound it's made at that point, ring out or sustain with reverb to help with reverb. Oh, I worked trying so hard. 4th of July, it's kind of like Christmas. I was so used to being somewhere on 4th of July, but I've gotten so old I can't move. I mean, this is as physical as I get, just playing an electric guitar. Don't get me wrong, electric guitar is a fascinating thing. Regardless of whether for a family, there are all kinds of alternatives. You buy a ukulele, and you can get a decent ukulele with a name on it by a company that 100 years from now, that thing's going to sell. Your great grandkids want to sell it, it'd be worth something. But it'd take about that long for the worth of it to mount up to anything. So you get you, regardless of brand, they make various size ukuleles. At first, get two that are exactly the same, and then you get a different size. And each one of these, you can tune it to standard tuning, but when you play within your family, it's like harmony, because each one of them, it has a different tuning and a different timbre. In other words, it's like the difference between someone talking low and someone talking high. The one ukulele is going to be a little higher pitched than what the other is. And I think they make three, so you're all playing the same chord, and it's going to sound beautiful because each time you take two of them and play the same chords on them, one just being a little bit bigger than the other, and the connection of both of them together creates what's called a harmonic. And a harmonic that's what attracts you to listening to people sing. It attracts you to musical instruments. It's a harmonic. It's creative. You take two people's voices, you put them together, and those two voices become three. But although there are only two people standing there, their voices, for all practical purposes, have become three, because they join these two, and through joining these, they create a harmonic, which makes the third thing that you're hearing is that harmonic that's created. And it's notable, so notable. You note it every time you hear it, but you have never thought about what is it that I'm hearing, and from a scientific perspective or a mathematical perspective, What is it that I am hearing? Not everybody tries to break it down and discern things through numbers, although if more of us did pay more attention in school, well, America might actually be the greatest country on the face of the earth. I think we're 13th and or 14th in math right now, so you know, y'all has really done us a service there. Anybody know who Pythagoras was? Anybody type into the screen Pythagorean theorem? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm waiting. 4, 3, on you. 2. Well, may as well just skip 1. That's 235. That is used. Where did I learn it? I didn't learn it in math class. I didn't learn it in school. Well, I did. Technical school. I became a carpenter. I went through a government school. I was imprisoned in the 1970s for a half a pound of marijuana. And after being in there for 3 years, they let me go to a school that was built there in the prison about carpentry. And you had to learn how to build a house. And you learn how to build a house from a book. I took a transit, what they use, a surveyor, you would associate it with a surveyor. But there are transits which are used to shoot grade. And that's what you're doing when you're into building a house. You've got to pull lines from different places on the blueprints, and every page of the blueprint is important to someone who is a craftsman and is going to be participating on the project. That's why when it comes to being an architect, I find that to be one of the most fascinating jobs that a person could ever want to get is get into architecture. I mean, you haven't got to be someone that's building some kind of fancy something that no one's ever seen before. Hey, how about making an improvement to something that already exists by seeking out materials which, with proper reinforcement frame, unless it's 150-mile-an-hour wind, which is unlikely where I live, unless you're in the middle of a tornado. You know, we give people shelter, warmth. I mean, there's all kinds of things that architecture, and an architectural degree could do for somebody. But then you have to look at it like this: school of school, the school thought. Here I am. I'm down. That's fun there for you. But the way I think, experience is the best teacher in the world. It's the best one you'll ever have. Butting your head in education in life, butting your head against the freaking wall gives you a perspective at the end of your life that is unlike anything that the ones who took the little straight and narrow path and ended up where they are going to be able to encompass. You know, they're they become fascinated with how you still were able to walk away and still have a brain, I guess, or have any sense of right, anything more than a sense of right and wrong. You're probably going to be wrong because you didn't want to go along with the system. If it weren't for people like me who chose to go against the system, you would not hear the words condom mentioned. My God, the word abortion. I mean, nobody knew what that word meant. Just handfuls of people had other names to things like that. It's not that the act didn't exist, it's just they had other names for all back through our history. And this goes all the way back. And they were still coming up with the ideas of hell and getting printing the Bible out. Got nothing against anyone who believes that there's God and He's up there looking down and wondering why we're standing here on earth looking up, wondering why. And so I guess, I ain't chose to join that club. Why? I prefer to look and see and say what it is. And what it is ain't been right since I've been on this earth and won't be right. Right. That said, things could be worse than what they are right now. And yes, you're looking at a left-handed guitar neck on a right-handed guitar, and that right there is a left-handed pickup. Now, I'll tell you about that. But in the 1960s, when I was a child, a wee lad, you might say, in the 1960s, my mama would, and I remember these words, you eat the rest of your food on your plate. There are little children in China starving because CARE. I don't know whether you're aware of that program or not, but CARE was a nonprofit which sought aid in the form of money, food to take to China. China was in the famine in the 50s and into the 60s because Mao Zedong, he saw what he's one of the Chinese during World War II who helped the United States Airmen to get out of the country after they crashed, kept the Japanese from capturing them, and him and his small band of guerrillas safeguarded American lives. Then, at the end of the war, they want to say that General Chiang Kai-shek is the man that's going to be running China. That was the United States. Mao Zedong and his people said no to that. And that led to our encroachment on China when we were just about to China when we were in North Korea, and he wasn't going to have it, and that's why they fought us the way they did. These people are a proud people, and we need to treat them with more respect than what we do. We need to quit bad mouthing because they don't deserve it. You live within the culture, and your culture's within your culture. And you try and cut a culture to shreds, then who are you? Someone that thinks you know more about somebody's country and what they do. I've never had a Hispanic individual approach me in such a way, or anyone from a foreign country. Oh, there is one exception. There was this white dude. He was from South Africa. Now, isn't that an oxymoron? And this was before Mandela was, released. He said, "What is it with you Americans? He said, I can't drive anywhere without almost hitting an animal. We've had ours locked up since the 1950s. Yeah, and they used American lives to safeguard their little animals during World War II. We went to Africa rather than to go to Europe, and what happened there is all of Hitler's fury was unleashed on Russia. Look up the death count for the U.S. and Great Britain, and look at the death count for Russia during World War II. You'll understand why they got an attitude. You'll understand. See, and with England, you take England. England's had the monarchy, the